Fox 4 News starts now.
Good evening, I'm Steve Eager. First on Fox 4 News at 5:30 tonight. Frisco police have said nothing today about the two people found dead yesterday in the home or at the home of Samit and Pallavi Dewan, the parents of a 10-year-old boy who died in that home in January. Family members and their attorneys say it is the Dewans who are dead, but police have not identified them or in fact said anything about how they died. Fox 4's Sean Rabb is outside Frisco Police headquarters right now with more. Sean.
Yes, Steve. Again, Frisco police have said nothing on the record today, but off the record, one officer did tell me nobody expected anything like this would ever happen. As you say, we don't yet have official confirmation of the names, but as you mentioned, family and friends and others have confirmed for us it is the couple. You know, we don't know the why behind yesterday's decision by Samit and Pallavi Dewan, but we certainly do know the what. The what that had been really just gnawing on the psyche of this husband and wife.
Did you, Pallavi, do anything to cause your son's death?
No, I did not.
Did you give him an injection? Did you cause his death?
No, I did not. I did nothing to cause his death.
But the investigation into the death of 10-year-old Arnav, the boy's mother charged with his murder, and the inability to carry out final Hindu funeral rites may have led to the bodies of Pallavi and husband Samit Dewan being found inside their home Wednesday. Neither Frisco police nor the Collin County medical examiner will confirm their identities, but family attorney David Finn tells me Pallavi's mother contacted him from India, asking for his help in bringing the couple's remains home for cremation.
I think it's a tragedy of cultural misunderstanding and a tragedy perhaps of a great deal of cultural insensitivity.
Global theology professor Robert Hunt lived in Malaysia and Singapore, has deeply studied the Hindu religion and the Indian culture.
The very fact of being charged, the very fact of being, have the investigation go to a grand jury can bring a deep sense of guilt and shame that for an American isn't going to be the first thing that happens.
For 8 months, the Dewans lived under the cloud of suspicion while Frisco police investigated wife Pallavi and prepared a case against her to go to the grand jury. That has not yet happened.
I needed to make sure that he crosses over, goes to next life, and lives on.
The Dewans desperately wanted Pallavi to get her passport and be able to travel to India to perform final Passover rites for son Arnav.
That's where it's believed that, you know, if you go to only these specific cities, like those are the pilgrimage spots, and if you do it for, you know, your loved ones, they'll get peace.
It's not only critically important as they think hopefully about the soul of the departed person, but this becomes a dangerous entity in a sense for the family, and to a certain extent brings an amount of shame and guilt to the family in terms of their wider relations.
Frisco police crime scene investigators were back at the Dewan home today after working late into the night. Police have not said whether the Dewans died as a result of double suicide or murder-suicide. Their Hindu religion, like most all, generally discourages suicide. But Hunter says there are conditions in which suicide, he says, is considered the right thing to do.
Generally speaking, the cause of it, or the ostensible cause of it, is, and what makes it right, I should say, is that it calls attention to a grave injustice. It becomes the only way that a completely powerless person can say, this is unjust.
So we anticipate that tomorrow we will either through the Collin County Medical Examiner or the Frisco Police Department have some information released, the identities of the two officially, and perhaps, Steve, cause of death. Still, a lot of unanswered questions. Some questions we'll never have answers to, likely.
Sean, a couple of questions I have for you. If Frisco police are hearing the same things from people that we are on social media, essentially a lot of people blaming them, do you get the sense that that is impacting maybe how they're proceeding and releasing or not releasing information right now?
Well, don't know if that response has been here also. Can tell you that over the course of time, though, of the past 8 months, they have received a lot of phone calls and emails, and they've tried to explain as best they could their importance to do this full investigation. I think that the questions that would come from the media today perhaps might have been the reason why they decided just to wait for the medical examiner to completely finish that office's work and then have some kind of release, Steve, because I think people will ask that question. Do you think the investigation in some way caused this?
Right. And I want to know more about that investigation itself. Is the investigation into 10-year-old Arnav's death now over? Do the police have any reason to continue and try to solve it?
Well, I've talked to police officers today, as well as the first assistant district attorney in Collin County, asking that very question. Here's what I can tell you. In general, when there's one suspect and that person has been charged with the murder, and then the suspect dies before there's an indictment, in general, what you say is, in a letter to the DA, we recommend this case be closed based on what's called exceptional arrest, okay? And the case is closed, doesn't go any farther. But, and here's the caveat, it's actually up to the law enforcement agency whether they do that or whether they continue to present to a grand jury.
Okay, we'll see, and we'll see if we get that information as well. Sean Rabin, Frisco, thank you.